So right now, I want to get into Volkanovski's reaction to the post-fight press conference, or his reaction to the fight in the post-fight press conference, what he said, and where I think he's probably going wrong. So see if I can put some clips in of the things he said and the way he's kind of going about it. Basically, he thinks that, kind of falling into the same trap that a lot of fighters fall into, which is that he thinks he just got caught. He thinks that it was a fluke. He thinks that, it was about to turn his way. The fight was about to start going his way, and he just got caught. Basically, he said it a couple times where it was like, I was about to start doing more. I was about to start doing more in the fight. I was about to start picking it up, and all of a sudden I just got caught, and that was it. But I thought we had it, and I was about to knock him out. I was about to get him. I'll try to do his Australian accent. He's like, I was about to pick it up. I was about to pick it up, and I was about to start doing more, but then he got me, and that was it. That's pretty much the extent of his post-fight press conference. He wants the immediate rematch. He's like, I'd like an immediate rematch. I'd like to get my belt back. I've been the champion for a while. I'd like to get in there and get my belt back, and immediately do the rematch. Someone asked him about the Islam fight, and he's like, I don't want to talk about that. I only want to talk about the rematch. You can tell it's eating up at him, and he's falling into bouts of depression, and he's fallen into I guess a struggle with controlling his own mind when he is not training.
Oh yeah, no, like that was totally different. You know what I mean? This one, I was high spirits the whole way. I'm still in high spirits. He caught me. That's that. I felt good in there. I felt like I seen everything early. You know what I mean? But he ended up catching me. I was pretty comfortable in the first round, and then we started being like, we'll start to do more. I was just about to do more, and he caught me. So it's just the game.
Was there anything in there that surprised you?
No, because we knew it would be fast. We knew it would be powerful. Obviously, we knew not to be on the cage there and let him catch her there. So again, he did. He did a great job there. So there's not much I can say other than congrats to him. But obviously, I've been a champ for a long time, and I want that rematch. So it's that's something that it needs to happen. So I've been reigning champ for how long? I've been a bit of a company man. I've backed up on short notice and fought Max 3 times, you name it. I've done it, and I've been champ for a long time. So I think I deserve that, and it's going to be different next time.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how he moves forward. And it based on what his coach had said recently, it doesn't sound like he has the right people in his corner who can really show him and tell him right from wrong. It doesn't sound like he wants to acknowledge it. Like, Topuria has better skills than him in some way. Seems like he has no idea. Obviously, I know it was right after the fight, but someone like Corey Sandhagen, after a fight where he lost, was willing to admit that, it was willing to admit that, he didn't do enough to win. He didn't do things correctly. He needs to work on things. I think he even said what he needed to work on. I mean, he has a very high level of consciousness when it comes to fighting, and a lot of fighters don't. Unfortunately, I think Volk is kind of falling into that trap because he seemed to have just absolutely no idea what he needed to work on, and seemed to not want to acknowledge whatsoever that Topuria has better skills than he does. And he lost because he got outpositioned, he got outstruck, he got outsmarted, and he wasn't the better fighter that night. Seems to not really want to acknowledge that and just think that it was a one-off, and next time he'll get it. And Topuria just had a puncher's chance, and that was it. And honestly, coming after the Makhachev loss, the Islam Makhachev knockout that he got, dealt to him, was basically just standing there in the pocket with Islam Makhachev, playing a very dumb game, a game that a lot of people play, where it's just they sit there in the pocket and wait for someone to throw, and they think they're going to throw the perfect counter shot, and that's going to be it. Never happened. You got hit with a head kick and then TKO'd. And now this. And the fact that he still is just like, oh, it's nothing, I'll be back. It's just no big deal. I just got caught. Typically, that's when a fighter's career starts to go on the downfall. Now, I still think Volkanovski's probably top 3 in 145. I think he loses to Topuria probably 9 out of 10 times. I think that I don't know, there might be some other guys that could beat him. I'd have to really go through and think, but you know, guys are going to start to figure him out. They're going to start to have game plans. They're going to start to realize, oh, he moves a lot. He can be pressured back. His feet are unstable. He gets anxious and starts kind of throwing crazy punches and starts just throwing like these very weak, just pawing jabs to try to keep you away when he's going backwards, and his footwork's all over the place. There's going to be teams that are going to start to figure him out, and if he's got the same attitude he does right now, that's not going to go well. That's not going to go well whatsoever. Yeah, I think this might be the end of Volkanovski being a champion. Will he be a high-level contender? Yeah, but I don't really know with his level of delusion and unwillingness to acknowledge why he lost. I don't really know if he's ever going to be a champion again, because for him to beat Topuria, he's going to have to go back to the drawing board and really work on his fundamentals and, get all those down and fill in the holes, fill in the gaps, work on his footwork, work on striking while going backwards, work on his IQ in the fight. Maybe if he could do some drills based on focus and seeing targets and sticking with him, because he was winning that fight with those leg kicks and he stopped and started getting pressured backwards, seemed to have lost his game plan, seemed to have gotten in his head, didn't shoot for any takedowns. It wasn't feigning, wasn't doing anything really that he could have been doing. And yeah, that's it. I think he needs to go back to the fundamentals with his coach, because he kind of got overwhelmed in that fight and was made to look a bit of a fool. So, obviously he's not a fool. He's a high-level fighter, but it's like, he got dealt. He got dealt a pretty, I think, repeatable KO. I think that KO happens many times. If they fight 10 times, I think he probably gets knocked out 7 or 8 and probably loses a decision the rest. Maybe wins 1 or 2, but we'll see how it goes. It's just, there's a lot of courage and I would say some level of stupidity it takes to step in there and fight. And unfortunately, although those are very admirable, attractive qualities, unfortunately, the downside of those is that oftentimes you fall into these traps where you just delude yourself. Like, I'm just going to keep working hard and I'll get there. I'm just going to keep working hard. What a lot of people don't realize is that hard work gets you to a certain point, but at some point you have to really start honing in on the smart work, because lots of times hard work gets you to the dance, but it doesn't necessarily keep you at the dance. That's why you see guys who work, they're like twice as young as like some of these old vets, and they come in and they just smoke them, and they have like half the experience, but they're smarter. So I hope he has the people in his corner, or at least gets the people in his corner. It doesn't sound like he does, who can show him, how to work smarter and not harder and focus on his fundamentals, because that would be the smart work that he needs to do. So we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, whether you like my opinions, whether you disagree with them. Maybe you like my sweater. Maybe you hate it. Maybe you think I'm an idiot. I don't know. I want to know all of it. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, this is The Art of Violence. My name's Angelo. Till next time.